Natalie Cuomo is a comedian who recently went viral for a video where she talked to an audience member during a stand-up set and tried to make a joke towards them, and when it did not go her way, she proceeded to have a full-on meltdown. And we're not talking about a Bill Burr Philly rant type of meltdown either, where he goes down guns blazing when the entire audience turns on him. We're talking about something far less climactic than that. Before we get into the content of today's video, I want to start off by saying this is not going to be a Natalie Cuomo hate video. I'm going to do the best that I can to be respectful and just cover the situation at hand, why I believe it went viral, and what I would have done differently if I was in her shoes. I know that a lot of you guys are probably going to race down to the comments and reference this clip.
I'm not going to guide any lady through comedy. That would take me, first of all, I'd have to figure out how a lady could do comedy.
But today I'm going to be taking a constructive look at this set, and towards the end of the video, I'm actually going to play you an audio tape from a set of mine where I was heckled and show you how I handled it. So if you're interested in that, then sit tight until the end of the video. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. So last week, a friend of mine sent me a video on Twitter, and lo and behold, the video was this set from Natalie Cuomo in question, and the caption of the video on Twitter was absolutely epic, an instant fan forever. So I figured what my friend sent me was about to be a video of a comedian shitting on a heckler or handling them in a clever way. Then upon watching it, my expectations were subverted almost immediately. Let's watch the clip in question and collect our thoughts on it together.
Oh my god, I love it! Okay, wait, what made you want to ask him? Huh?
Why are you making it sound like we're a couple?
Oh my god, don't get scared.
It's not my material.
What? Oh, it's not that. Wow, it's not that. Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
I could leave right now if
Well,
I
I
wanted.
can roast you too. You can't just roast all of us and get nothing.
Whoa!
Is that not allowed?
I see. So you were afraid because you felt like I was saying you're gay.
I can take the mic if you want.
Thank you. It's okay, he's your new friend. Yeah, I have plenty of material that's embarrassing for you. Let's move on. Small dick energy, let's clap for him.
After she tries to frame the two guys coming together to the show as a couple, the guy gets upset with her and objects to this type of crowd work right away. When the guy checks her, you can visually tell she's uncomfortable, and she didn't really have a quip or line off her head that she could let rip. So instead of her just hitting the ping pong ball back at him, she retracts and gets quiet, and it kind of just makes the energy in the room incredibly awkward for everybody in attendance. Then she says he has small dick energy, which might have been funnier if it was a little bit quicker, and she wasn't so visually rattled by the guy that responded to her. Just to reiterate, this video is not supposed to be a fucking crucifixion. You guys can do whatever you want in the comments down below, I can't stop you. And I know some parts of the video are going to seem harsh, but I promise you, I'm not doing this with the intention of hurting Natalie's feelings. There are plenty of other channels that have and will do that if that's more your speed, but I'm going to try and stay constructive instead of destructive in my video. The next part of this clip is where things really go off the rails when she decides to yell at him with pretty much all attitude but no jokes.
I will say this, it is such a hard time in this world right now. There's so many people that came together to be supportive and fucking amazing, and you're putting fucking look me in the eyes. You're putting negative fucking energy out here. This is the last show of my fucking, look me in the fucking eye. It's the last show, look at me. It's the last show of my fucking weekend. It's a sold out show, and you want to say mean shit to me, okay? So don't fucking do that.
Fuck yeah!
This was a rough one to watch. As I said earlier, there weren't really any jokes, and she's pretty much embodying the autistic screeching meme when she yells at this guy. Now, I will make the point that the guy was being a tiny bit of a dickhead, and is not without his own fault here, and I'm not saying he deserved this, but he could have been a little less defensive when she was talking to him. That being said though, as a comedian, when you talk to an audience member, you have to understand that you are metaphorically releasing the floodgates and allowing the water to rush past the dam. Whether it be a a small puddle or a fucking tsunami behind those floodgates, once the gates are open and you've allowed the audience to talk during the show, it can be really hard to reset the energy in the room. For an example of how hectic an audience can get, I would recommend watching the Doug Stanhope, Alex Jones, Austin incident, because that was an absolute shitstorm. So when Natalie decided to talk to these two guys, she unknowingly invited him to respond in a confrontational way, which then threw off her game because she wasn't prepared with lines for him after he came back at her so aggressively. Usually when you do crowd work with somebody and you poke at them a little bit, you have to have some lines banked and ready to go just in case they snap back at you in an aggressive fashion. A great example of this is this old tape of Patrice O'Neal where he makes fun of a guy in the audience for his hair, and the guy rips right back at him, so Patrice just proceeds to go in a little bit more on him and ultimately brings the crowd back to a neutral position.
Are we, sir? Aren't you a fucking dickhead? Huh? Tell the truth. Yes, you are, you fucking freak. You are a little liar. I always see how fast I can piss off a crowd and see if I can bring them back. It may not happen because there's not a lot of y'all, and it's not good. Yeah, you know. Well, let's continue to talk to you then. Like, what is this piece of hair right there that you're hanging on to? Why don't you just light that shit on fire? It looks like a... that looks like a skin graft. Any more? You want some more, little wiseacre? I'm gonna give you a chance, and I'm not gonna jump off the stage like Jimmy Snuka and jump right on top of you and start humping you or nothing, because I know I'm gonna give you your chance to say what you want to say to a big black man all your life. Go ahead, just while you're sitting on the train, and just all the things you want to say. You big fucking asshole. You remind me of someone that kicked my ass. Come on, let's say it, man. Come on, spit it out. Stop bullshitting. Come on.
It's a bad comic, that's all.
Damn, that was quick. Now, I think I could judge your hairdo that fast, but I didn't think you could judge me as a bad comic just as quick. Let me see how fast I can judge. Now, I guarantee you, your hips don't move when you're fucking. You just kind of squeeze your butt cheeks. I'm just kidding, little fella. Damn, I'm only joking. Damn, this is a comedy show. Oh, he hates me. See, now his face is, pick on someone your own size, fat boy. All right, how about you, blockhead motherfucker? I'm only kidding, damn!
So you can see that even after this guy called Patrice a bad comedian, Patrice just sat on that barb and then reloaded with another playful roast back at the guy. Then for the rest of the set, the guy kept to himself and just enjoyed the show. This was a masterclass in teasing and pushing and pulling someone in the crowd and handling them when they snap back at you a little bit. And Patrice often did this with his longer bits because it helped him build his case when he was trying to make points and philosophize. This is an incredibly difficult thing to do as a comedian, and I imagine it takes decades of practice, but Patrice demonstrates the proper way to do it masterfully in this video. So back on the topic of Natalie Cuomo's video and the guy who snapped back at her, it may be a tiny bit his fault for being kind of a dick, but I would say it's a lot more her fault than it is his. I'm trying to be as fair as possible when I say that. Some of you guys probably don't think this guy was being a dick in any way, shape, or form, and I understand that. However, the people I would say that are even more at fault here, though, are the rest of the audience, and here's why. During this clip when Natalie is losing her composure, the rest of the audience is gassing her up and encouraging this behavior from her, which in the nicest way possible I could only describe as not comedian-like. Aside from that, though, they've cheered for her like it was the greatest handling of a heckler they had ever seen. This apparently gave Natalie the confidence to post this clip online and caption it, quote, "Right after I said how grateful I was for everyone being there and selling out the show, this little man in the front row decided to let his true colors shine. Always stand up for yourself, and if you're going to be rude, at least have the decency to look me in the eyes," end quote. I will give credit where credit's due and say that posting this clip required a lot of courage on Natalie Cuomo's end, because I'm a young comedian myself, and if this happened to me in this fashion, you could not pay me all the money in the fucking world to post the video of it happening online. I can't take the YouTube comments with that. Even crazier than that is framing it in a way like this guy came at you unprompted, which, as we all witnessed with our own eyes from the clip, is fictional and not an honest representation of what actually happened. I've had a lot of bad comedy sets early on when I was in my earlier 20s, where I would get heckled at some shitty bar show where there was music playing and I didn't have a witty enough line to come back at them with, and it makes you feel stupid and awful in the moment, but you learn from it. But how can you learn from a situation like that when the crowd treats everything you do like it's gold and rewards you with applause and cheering? You can't. So I think the crowd here is more at fault than Natalie or the guy who heckled her. Then to end the clip, she actually takes the phone of the other guy who is sitting next to the heckler and reads the message the other guy wrote about her, so that's how the clip ends.
You can leave. You can leave too. I won't be offended. LOL, what a fucking clown. I did warn you I would get kicked out. Man, she is sensitive, especially for a comedian. LOL, tell her I said 2 therapists isn't enough.
Now, Natalie has since removed comments on her Instagram because she's receiving a lot of negative feedback for how she conducted herself in this clip. And if you want proof of that, you can go to the comment sections on her YouTube stand-up clips, and they're pretty rough too, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not victimizing her because it was her decision to post this clip, but I'm just pointing it out for the sake of the video. My tie is a little crooked. Blame the Jews. Now, to put myself out there a little bit and put a little bit of skin in the game, I'm going to play an audio clip of a time I was heckled earlier last year. Unfortunately, I didn't have my camera set up, so there is no video, but it is only audio. I'm just gonna let it play right next to me so you can hear it for yourself. Let's let the clip play out.
No, there's some attractive teachers out there. There are. Seriously, like some of these teachers I see, I'm like, man, I would love to put you on the news. Gavin knows that joke because we have the same thought. We're the same guy, basically. Ooh. What was that for? Are you gonna explain why you just booed, or are you just gonna give me a fucking stank face? What's your deal? What was that for?
This is the teacher thing.
What? This is the teacher thing? I think the joke is how attractive teachers are. What is offensive about that? There's nothing offensive about that. If that upsets you, then you should probably leave now. Because...
It's gonna get worse.
Yeah, no, I mean, really. I'm trying to be polite. I don't know why that deserved a boo, but alright. No, it's tough, man, it is. It's tough out there for 23-year-olds. It is. It's hard, man. What are you, a fucking cow? Moo! Move?
Move.
Okay, what do you...
You don't like it here? Move.
Oh my God.
Did I shit in your toilet this morning? Or... What's the problem? I don't live here. I'm from another city. I don't have to move.
Don't make fun of the people that live here.
You're at a comedy show.
Don't make fun of the people that live here?
Yeah.
Well, you're making it pretty easy. I mean... If you don't want me to make fun of the people that live here, maybe, sorry, Gordon, shut the fuck up. Don't talk at a live comedy show. I'm trying to do my job up here, all right?
Oh, you're sucking at it.
Really? Am I sucking at it? No. You be quiet. You don't know what you're talking about. She does. Can we just relax? Can we just drop this?
Yes.
Do you guys think we should drop this? Let's show of applause. Jesus Christ.
I remember leaving the show that night feeling pretty happy about how I handled that situation. And I want to stay grounded here, but every now and then when you do comedy for a certain amount of time, you hit a moment where you're like, all right, I've gotten better at this. I don't think that I handled the situation perfectly. I mean, the part where she says I suck, I should have said, I feel like I'm doing good. What do you guys think, to the audience? And that would have made it really easy for them to cheer and clap. That was like the main thing my head goes to when I think of something I could have done differently in that set, because it wasn't perfect. It was fine, it was good, but it wasn't like excellent. Like you see these clips of Mark Norman or Sam Rill, they handle it like pros because they've been doing this shit forever. I think what allowed me to be successful when she booed me initially is that I called out how it didn't really make any sense. Then later when she heckled again, you know, I had some lines that I came back at her with, like, what did I shit in your toilet? What are you, a cow? You know, and none of these are like 10 out of 10 perfect jokes, but they're right on the spot in the moment, which sometimes is even more important than the joke being clever. I also had momentum because I was actually having a good set, so the crowd was on my side, and then when this woman decided to boo me, they were all on my side against her. I think the key differences between me getting heckled and Natalie getting heckled was I did not invite this woman to speak out. I was talking to another audience member, which was the guy who was my age, but this woman felt that she needed to boo me and then tell me to move when I made the joke that I did. I also had some lines that I was ready to riff off my head the second that this situation came up. Like I fired from the hip and they actually landed, thankfully. But I really was happy with how it all went. In conclusion, Natalie's video with the heckler is really hard to watch. Not only because it wasn't handled the best, but because I, as a younger comedian, have been through situations like that before. Not the exact same way, like where I would have a Michael Richards type meltdown on stage, but I've had rough sets where I get heckled or I try to do crowd work and I fail because I simply couldn't deliver a funny enough line back at them, or I didn't have anything witty to say to begin with when I tried to do crowd work. I'm not an expert at handling those situations yet, but through enough failing, I've gotten better at it, and my batting average in handling some rude drunk asshole at a show has improved greatly from when I started doing stand-up comedy. I will say that Natalie has a large and dedicated following, and she can sell out comedy clubs, which is great. So she's obviously doing very well for herself with building a fan base. I just hope she can be honest with herself after the situation, assess what it was that went wrong, and that she can learn to be a better comedian from it. You guys may not choose to be as charitable as I am in the comments down below, but I hope you can at least respect my choice to do so. But anyway, what do you guys think? Did you think Natalie Cuomo bit off a little more than she could chew trying to pick on these guys? Do you think the guy is an asshole for how he responded? And do you think the crowd reacting the way they did is at fault for making her think she handled the situation well? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Real quick, if you live in the Florida area, we're doing a live stand-up comedy show in Tampa at this little place called Voodoo Brewing. I'm going to put the flyer right here. I'll be headlining the show, and if this sounds interesting to you, you can easily go to the description and click the link and check out the upcoming show and see if it fits your schedule. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I want to thank you for watching it all the way to the end, leaving a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribing to the channel to see more content in the future. That's all I got for you guys today. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.